Hello.
Hi.
Happy Earth Day. And also Passover.
Is it Earth Day?
Wow,
Hold
what a
on.
beautiful day. You step back in a spherical costume, like you're dressed as the entire Earth. Oh, I was pretty close.
What? Oh, you were talking and I didn't hear you.
Yeah, that's okay. It was just for the fans, which is
Fun.
you in 6 weeks.
Look, Earth Day.
Yay! Earth Day!
Earth Day. It's Earth Day.
Yeah.
And I learned this and I planned this outfit ahead of time, obviously.
Yes. I
Yeah,
mean,
because
you grabbed the shirt pretty quick, so I would almost believe that.
I've been going through, I'll show you what's going on in my room. I've been going through, no, this
Been going
way.
through it. Okay.
I've been going through my room and my
Hmm.
clothes trying to sort them. So I literally just saw the shirt, tried it on to make sure it still fit. I was like, great, I love this shirt. It's super comfy. Didn't even know today was the day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Life is beautiful.
You know what? It so is.
So, what's up? How you been? I feel like we have much less to catch up on now, seeing how we were like, let's do a podcast every day. But
That might have been ambitious of us.
yeah, I so far we've been successful. Day one,
That's
we're
true.
nailing it. Yeah, we're killing it out here.
100% success rate, baby.
As usual.
Yeah, I've been good. Super normal and I've been fine and have behaved like a normal person today. How about you?
Wow. Great review of the day. I've
Yeah.
been good. It was the first day of my new semester,
Oh, yeah.
so it was like fine.
Yeah.
I have two professors that I've never had before, but one of them I met before like one time at a meeting for something else, like that he doesn't teach, and I didn't tell him my name, but I got to class today and sat down, and he remembered my name, and he was like, "Good to see you," and I was like, "I didn't remember him, and he's the teacher." I had no idea. So that was cool.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, it's been good. I have a class that everyone went through. This teacher always goes through it and everybody says their name to introduce themselves,
Which is
which
totally
is
enjoyable and I love doing it every
yeah,
single time.
sometimes the thing is though this is the only class that happened in. And so I actually kind
Oh,
of liked it because now I know people's names in that class. And in
yeah.
every other class I just have to sit there and I'm like, I don't know anybody.
So what's your name? What are you majoring in? Honestly,
It's
small talk.
disgusting. I don't want to have to
It's
do that
terrible.
myself.
It's
I
so
like it when
bad.
his questions are always like the typical like your name and your major and
Hmm.
it's a major requirement class that nobody has to take if they're not in the major. So every single person had to say their name and then say, and I'm a sociology major, and he would say, "Wow, good choice." Every time. Then his other question is not what's your favorite animal, but if you had to choose to become an animal today, what animal would you be?
That's
So it's a thinker.
lovely.
Yeah. So
I
that's a
don't
good
need to
class. I
think
got to
about it.
know a
I
lot of
know what I
people.
would be.
What would you
I
be?
mean, I'd be a hawk.
Hmm.
Like no
Explain your
question in
reasoning.
my mind. Good eyesight, and they don't have teeth. Two of
I
my
see.
worst qualities.
I see. So you would choose to improve yourself by becoming a hawk.
By becoming a hawk. Yeah, also they get to fly, and
That's
I think
true.
that's really cool. Yeah, I
Hmm.
think that's
Hmm.
super neat. Plus I feel like I would enjoy complaining about the fact that eagle noises in movies are just hawk
They're
noises.
hawk
They're
noises.
hawk noises. Eagle
Nobody ever
noises make a
mentions this.
that's their
They're kind
sound
of
they make.
chirpy,
Yeah.
but
I've only
hawks
ever
are the
seen
majestic, like,
oh,
scree that you hear in
yeah.
movies. Yeah.
So I
Yep.
feel like I would be I would have a good time being offended about that. I've only ever seen two movies that
Yeah.
don't do that, by the way. It's Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron, and Brother Bear. Both of those movies heavily feature an eagle. Both of those movies, that's what the eagle sounds like is
Yeah. Well, they're both
yeah.
made by like nature people, so that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like the whole point
Yeah.
of those movies is like experience the beauty of the world, you know?
Yeah.
So that does make sense.
Yeah.
I picked one animal and then we were going through and somebody else said the animal that I
Oh,
have
you
been told that
can't.
I would be, and I was like, ah,
Yeah, you
that
can't
was
copy
that
me.
was my answer. That should have been my answer, but I didn't pick it, you know, so it was like a weird thing.
Right. Wait, so what animal were you?
I picked a dove because of its
Aw.
symbolism of a like peace bringer, which is what my name means, so it's like kind of fitting. But then somebody else said kangaroo, and Allison once told me that I would be a kangaroo because of how they can have so many
Oh.
babies at one time. That was her reasoning, of course.
How many
And
babies
they're
are you
also
planning on having at once? I
zero.
thought I was gonna have a lot of kids,
Yeah.
but even that was spaced out.
Yeah. You're not planning on having them at once. Or like staggered, you know, because they have multiple
Yeah.
wombs, so they can like carry more like at different gestational periods.
Yeah. And if I'm
Yeah.
honest, I don't like that. I really don't.
No, why would you
That
choose to
freaks
be
me out.
pregnant twice at the same time? Like,
Yeah.
hello?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
I have a really who's I talking?
So it
I
is
feel like
interesting. Like, wouldn't you be like, Allison, huh?
yeah, we say that to each
Yeah.
other a lot. Huh? I love being friends with her because we are, I mean, complementary in exact opposite. Like,
Hmm.
we have a lot of important things in common, but a lot of things we have nothing in common. And so it's
That's true.
so fun for one of us to say something that we think is totally normal, but then for the other person to be like, huh? Huh?
Yeah.
So it's a really fun time. But I feel like I was talking about this with her this week about kangaroos. I don't
She
like
has an
them. They
obsession,
freak me
apparently.
out. No, I brought it
Yeah.
up. That's what made it weird. Because I was like, I hate them. I hate the fact that they can get pregnant multiple times at the
Yeah.
same
At the
time.
same time.
At the same time, I don't like that. I don't like their weird little hands that look too human, but
Yeah.
not. They look bad. They
Hmm.
walk on all fours, but then they're up on two. I don't like them.
Yeah.
I don't
And
like them. Kangaroos
they're like
freak me
six foot
out.
six, and they're
Way too
so buff.
tall,
Yeah.
way too tall. They're jacked.
Yeah.
They can kill you and
If they
want
want
to.
to. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't yeah. This, I'm going to
It's
say this
interesting, right? Like if somebody were to tell you like, "Oh, you kind of remind me of an animal," and you're like, "Oh, cool, which one?" Like, is that not kind of a weird choice? The thing is that it was on the mission when I was buff and
mhm.
I trained a lot of people. And so she was like, "Oh,
Mm.
like a kangaroo."
Oh, okay. That does make more sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I follow her now. Yeah.
But it's not like a personality issue, I'm pretty sure.
No, I don't picture you as a kangaroo now
No.
anyway. You're definitely
Yeah.
you've got different vibes now, but it does make sense
Yeah.
now that you've explained.
Yeah.
Oh, I love her. I
Anyway.
I want you to know that I've been laying awake at night trying to tell myself that I don't need three of your cats.
Hmm. Just two?
Oh, they're so cute and they're little
Yeah.
and they could keep each other company while I'm at work.
That's why you need two. Because if you take just one cat and then you're at work all the time, he'll get lonely.
He'll get lonely and I can't
You
have him
can't
be
have
lonely and
that.
sad. No.
No,
No,
no.
bad.
You could
Mm-mm.
even take one of the grown-up ones. They have an uncle who's that one that was just sleeping underneath here. He's really sweet with them. So you could have one cat that's like a guardian, and then two
He's
little
the fun
be
uncle.
great. Yeah, the Funkle.
The funkle. Aww.
I'm just saying there's so many possibilities. Who doesn't need a little buddy when they move to DC?
I need a little buddy when I move to DC.
Ha! I knew it. I gotcha. And here's the thing, too. I know that Allison has texted you about perhaps coming up here on the weekend of May the 4th and 5th,
Yes, she has, and
which
I
is right
will.
before you move.
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm.
So it could be a convenient time to meet your new roommates slash children.
That could be good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just something to think about. Of course, I would
Just something
never
to
twist your
consider.
arm into it.
Or manipulate me when I'm emotionally vulnerable.
No, I would never do that.
Okay,
I
it's
only
so hot
manipulate
in this
people when they're
shirt.
emotionally strong and can't be persuaded.
Okay, sorry. I
Warm.
had to change out of Earth Day shirt. I'm so hot. I'm sweating. I don't know if you can tell. I hope you can't because I'm soaking wet right now. It's so gross. If I had the gray shirt on, anytime I lifted my arm up, I'm sure you could see like just a river.
It would like, yeah, it would like shower out.
Ugh.
But at least you had it to mark the occasion a little bit. But that's
Yeah,
all you needed. It's okay.
I just want people to know that I'm aware.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I don't know. I lost it. We can move on.
Okay. What do you want to talk about next?
Maybe we could talk about a movie.
Hmm. Okay. That seems
Yes.
fine. Any
Okay.
particular movie?
Mm, hmm. Herm.
I've never met Herm. What's he like?
I think that's the Greek god of messengers.
Oh, like Facebook Messenger?
Mark Zuckerberg
Huh.
is Hermes, the hottest take.
Ugh.
Yikes. Yep. I feel like there was something big I was going to tell you, but now I just don't remember what it is.
We can backtrack. We were talking about
Yeah,
kangaroos, and then we were talking about
kangaroos.
my cat, and then we were talking
Oh,
about your
I
cat.
do remember. I do remember. And it wasn't important. I was gonna ask you if you felt like you were one of the kind of white doves or the like a mourning dove.
Oh, the thing is, I like both of them.
I figured
We
you would.
have, yeah, we have mourning doves mostly here, and they have a really beautiful call, and
They
they're
do.
kind of a nice soft gray, and so that's really nice.
Yeah.
But the symbol of peace, which is what I had said for my reasoning, is
Yeah.
typically the white dove.
White dove.
So it's hard to say.
I'm really enjoying the image of you as a dove carrying you as a human person as a symbol of peace, like
And
the
like,
olive
wow,
branch, but it's the Olivia
it's
branch
just
and it's just
me.
you with a twig in your between your teeth, like I think that's
Is it a
nice.
big dove or just a very strong dove?
Oh no, it's really strong. It's a normal sized dove.
Okay.
And you are a
Just a
normal
regular
person
kind of this
size.
big. Okay.
Yeah,
That is a
he's
good
just tough.
image. Does it pick me up like by my scruff, do you think? Like a
the,
cat.
the I do like that image. Way I pictured it, it was there was a like you had like a suitcase handle attached to your side, and so you were like planking in midair.
Oh, I'm sideways. Oh, I like
That's
that. Yeah, a little
yeah,
handle.
yeah.
Oh, that is nice.
I do like the image of you be like being held by your scruff. I think both are good.
There's so many possibilities.
A lot. Yeah.
And you know why? It's because life is
Because life is
beautiful.
beautiful. It
Hmm.
sure is, baby. Actually, that's a really good. Well, no, okay. It would be a really good segue into our topic for today, which we do have picked out. I know we were just joshing before, but
Gotcha.
I do have an announcement to make, which is that the paper that I've been working on all semester is done. It is finished. I'm, we're, I'm done. We're good. It
Okay.
was over twice the amount of words that it should have been. And I'm really hoping that I don't get docked points for that. I just had a lot to say about it, baby. More than
Mhm.
I thought. And then looking back at our Ravenous video that we did, I'm like, I didn't say like anything. I was like, you guys see this?
At the bottom of your paper, you should just leave a link to that video.
With like, yeah, a little note. I'm like, I don't add anything to the conversation with this video, but we are talking about it. Allison
Yeah.
doesn't like it. I think that's what we can gather
But that's
from the
the
video.
main, yeah. The
Yeah.
main conclusion to draw from that video is that she doesn't like it very much. Some of the funniest things she's ever said have come from us forcing her to be on this. That she doesn't, she wants no part in it. Bahubali, we'd been talking about it for 4 minutes. She goes, and that's the movie. That's funny. Just anytime you want something to be over, you'd be like, well, and that's it.
That's the movie. That's all,
That's the
folks.
movie.
Yeah,
I can
Looney Tunes
leave.
really had it right with that.
Absolutely. And
One of
but
my favorite.
also in Ravenous, she goes, Whitney, you say something good that you liked about the movie, and then I'll say something else.
And then she says, this is what she said. It had terrible quality because it was shot, way back in the 1800s. But also, I was pirating the movie.
Yeah. I think she has too high expectations for the movies that we watch because at least half of them are pirated.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, of course they're going to be bad quality. They've been ripped from someone else's, like, they've been ripped 4 times to get here today.
If we want them good quality, then we'll have to pause every 5 minutes to let the thing catch up. And we're just like, we're not going to
Yeah.
do that.
You simply won't.
No.
That's horrible.
Well, one of my favorite things she said in that video was, we said, and it's really good. And she said, you know what else is good? And then waited for me to say this movie, but I didn't say it.
Yeah.
And she's like,
And she didn't say it because she wasn't going to say it. She was trying
no,
to
'cause
open
she
it up
didn't
to you.
like it.
And you were like,
Yeah.
well, I
What's
won't say it
good?
either.
Some of Whitney's movie recommendations.
Yeah.
I also
I've just never experienced like sitting next to somebody who's so thoroughly like did not enjoy the group activity, you know?
yeah. And she's wonderful because she still had a good attitude about it.
Yeah.
I love her. I also
So funny.
I invited I have people over at my house every Tuesday for a get together, or in this case it's a movie night. I'm making everybody watch Iga. But I did send out a poll beforehand. I knew we were gonna watch Iga. That's been the plan. But then I sent out a poll beforehand to be like, should we watch Iga or should we watch Ravenous to celebrate my finishing the paper?
Right.
And every single one of my
To force
friends
everyone into voting for Iga because they're sick and tired of hearing your bullshit about Ravenous. Genius.
none of them picked it. And I invited Allison's husband Michael as well, and he says anything
Yes.
but the cannibal movie. That was what he said. We can watch anything but the cannibal movie.
Yeah. She's rubbed off on him, perhaps.
Maybe, yeah. I just think very, very few people in the world are gonna enjoy that movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Except, and this is another thing. Mike's Mike, please do a video about it. I'm asking so nicely. I'm begging you. I think if
I would be
anybody's
so
gonna get it, it
interested
would
in
be
his
him.
take. Yeah.
Yeah. Because he tends
I'm
to
just
like
waiting for
movies
him
that
to
everybody
say,
else didn't like.
oh, that's true.
Yeah.
And you know what, like at some point, but you don't know when, he's gonna say, he died. I love when he says he died, like so sincerely.
It's really good.
Yeah.
His line delivery is out of this world.
If there's anybody more earnest than Mike's Mike, send him our way, because so far, I haven't seen him. I don't think they exist.
Interesting. Interesting. I love that. I love it. He's so he's iconic.
He actually invented the word.
I think he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real, yeah. We love you, Mike's Mike, and that's let me just check my notes here. That's all I had to say for the day.
And that's that on that.
Well, that's all I had. I just wanted to make that announcement. So now I am going to stop talking about it and I'm going to be normal and I'm never going to think about the movie again.
Okay,
and
well,
we can.
Me when I lie. So welcome everyone to Women in STEM.
Thank you.
By everyone, I mean you in the
Me.
future.
Yeah.
Yay!
Hi,
And
Whitney.
how are you? Actually, this will be posted in your first like full week in DC, I think. So
What
might
a
actually be good.
good
Drop a little
present.
comment, catch up, how you doing? How's it going? That'd be kind of fun.
I like that a lot. Like
Yeah.
time travel.
Yeah. Everyone in the
How
comments say hi to
topical.
Whitney in the future. Yeah. So today, yeah, we're talking about the movie. You may have heard of it. I don't know. It's just kind of a small indie film. It's not like it made any waves or anything. Um, Called Everything Everywhere All at Once. See, it was a joke. We got you.
Whoa, that's a big shock.
The knee. Yeah. The perspective. I mean,
It looks like you're holding up a knuckle really
I
close
have
to the
like,
camera.
no, this is true to life. I have huge legs.
Really big.
Legs for
We
days,
used
dude. But this way.
to...
Yeah, it does kind of look like if I
That's
was
pretty
like,
good.
that's something Neil and I love to do. Like if we're just on a video call together, you just point at the camera like to get it just right where your finger looks so It's awesome. It's so funny. Just a helpful hint for any of our devoted listeners. If you're ever in a video call and you're kind of running out of things to say, but you don't want the conversation to end, just ET the camera. It's funny. George Ferguson. It's a funny name.
It's a funny name. Again, it's so topical. Totally perfectly relates to the movie.
Yeah, it does.
Embrace the
If only we could
mundane.
ever talk about the movie instead of just doing things that kind of relate.
I don't know about you.
Anyway.
I'm circling around it because I'm super emotional today and I will have a breakdown. Like that's a
Yes.
guarantee. It's not a matter of when it's or no, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Correct. Yeah, the other one.
Yeah. I did have some thoughts on the acronym if we want to
Okay,
talk about that. Okay.
absolutely.
Um Evelyn starts with E.
It does.
Mm-hmm. Where did I find it? I have a list down here
Sausage
some.
fingers starts with an S.
That's true, it does. Mm-hmm,
Mhm.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I also have strategic and surrender. Both of those
Hmm,
start with S's.
they do.
Um, so okay, E, I have Evelyn, existential despair.
Hmm.
Either of those. I have
They both
M,
are equally true. Yeah.
they are. That is, yep. I have mother or multiverse or mundanity. And I have taxes. That starts with a T.
Hmm, okay.
Or
We could
Jobu
do
Tupaki.
true.
Hmm.
I think we could do sausage fingers, taxes, existential crisis, mother. Because it's mother. It's giving mother. You know what I mean?
You know what? I really do.
Yeah. So
Yeah. All jokes aside,
that's my
I
thought.
understand. Okay, I love it. Let's do it.
Cool.
Yay.
And with that,
Um,
welcome once again to Women in STEM. As always, we're still here every day
never
this week.
leaving. If we appear actually, yeah, no, I'm just gonna say enjoy the energy now while we have it, because 5 days from now when we're doing another episode, I mean, I think we're gonna hate each other. Our
We're
friendship is gonna
so
be over.
sick.
I'm gonna say, actually, I hate movies. I always have.
Um, the thing is, like, we always anticipate that happening, but then we forget that we have lived together twice. And during those times, it would still be like, we just don't get enough time together.
Yeah, so true.
So if this is the thing that does it, like, I'd be very impressed. Like, I can make shadows on the wall behind me.
Oh, that's so cool. See if you can make an alligator. Or that thing that Sean Spencer does. It's a swan kissing the moon. It's really good. Okay, anyway, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yes, which is
Movie of all
actually what we've
time.
been talking about so far. We've been all over the place in a way.
We have. That's so true.
Mhm.
This is gonna be another one that gets my perfect movie stamp.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
right out the gate. I love it.
There you go.
And
See
that's
y'all
the
next
movie.
time. Yeah, and that's the movie.
I watched it for the first time with my very good friend Sydney, who I love, um, who is now living in Arizona, and I miss every single day. But it was, I mean, it's just us two in the basement, and there was a cat there maybe, and I was exhausted because I hadn't slept the previous night. And then I get out to my car after I finish it, and I just like sob for like 20 minutes before I even start driving back to my house.
Yeah. Well, that's good because you're not supposed to cry while you're driving. It's dangerous.
No, it's dangerous. Yep. Yeah. But this movie, it just like is so emotional. It's very cathartic.
Hmm.
And that's my story.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thanks.
for being brave enough to share that with us today. It
You're
must have,
really
I know
welcome.
it must have taken a lot. I like, can't think of anything
Yeah.
else.
I have
Um,
notes if you want me to
oh,
do that.
great. Yes,
Okay.
please.
Okay. If you want, I can go through some of the important ones really quickly, or we can just go one by one because I don't think they're in any particular order.
Um, the thing is, even when we go through the important ones really quickly, we do end up
We
talking
have to
about all of
stop.
them in order. So
I have
probably
noticed
just
that.
easier to go through all of them in order. Yeah.
Great. Okay. I'll
Yeah.
start with
Because it's
bagel.
like, you know how you're not supposed to work against your nature, you're supposed to work with it. You know?
Yeah.
It's like having leaving things on shelves instead of in drawers so you know where they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
hmm
same idea.
We're finally embracing our true selves.
Hmm.
Okay, I drew a little diagram and see if it focuses. Right here. You see this?
I
It's
see
bagel,
yep.
and this is googly eye.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Nothing matters. Sad
Nothing
face.
matters. Sad face. I do see that.
And nothing
Vaping
matters
question
with.
mark checkbox.
Oh yeah,
Is
this
that
is
separate?
I. That's separate. That's
You
not part
just
of the
decided to get
diagram.
into it. Like now that I've
Vaping.
graduated, I just feel like I really need a hobby. Vaping? Check.
That was actually, I was gonna keep a separate list of flaws in the movie. I knew going into it that there wasn't gonna be any. This was just like a fun little thing for myself. But then I remembered that several characters do vape in the movie,
Hmm.
and I had to put that on there. I was like, oh no, oh no. It doesn't take away the perfect movie rating. There's enough
Hmm.
there to counteract it, but I just think
Of
we should
course.
acknowledge it. This movie does. No one vapes in Mad Max Fury Road. I think a lot about that one Curtis Connor clip where he's like, smoke it with your chest, okay? Like an American, and he's Canadian, and I think that's funny.
Yeah.
You know,
John Mulaney
anti.
said that when we saw him live also as well.
He did, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And these are
yeah.
two people that we know personally, so
Very
we
close
can name
friends.
drop them and it's fine.
No,
They wouldn't mind. Good
not
old
at
Kurt
all.
and John, they wouldn't mind at all.
Yeah, they need us to plug
Yeah,
them.
they're trying to pull some audience from us. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
absolutely just smashed this. I was like, pull the audience, and I like,
I didn't hear it though. If it makes you, I mean,
that's good. Hopefully it
no
didn't
big.
pick up then either. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
It does
so I
have a
have
little windscreen, but I don't know how helpful that would be if you absolutely mangle it with your hands.
I have noticed that sometimes if I laugh too loud, then my microphone just like stops picking it up. So maybe that's
Mhm.
what happened. It
Which
was
is
like too much,
actually,
shut
yeah,
down.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's helpful.
Mm.
I was watching a video just as on that vein. It was Gabby Bell talking about like emo music,
Yeah.
and there was a part where she like stood up to sing some old like punk songs or whatever. So the mic is here and like she's over there singing, and so it barely picked up. And then she
Nice.
just didn't re-record. It's so funny. Just like just random vowels. She's like it's really good.
Gabby Bell, release your album when?
Yeah.
Pop punk covers.
pop punk covers, but you can't really hear them because she's not gonna bother recording them again when the mic doesn't work.
Keep the mic across the room and just see what it picks up.
Yeah. Whatever happens, happens. It's Dada, if you will. Anyway.
Okay. So we can talk more about that later, but
The diagram?
I
Okay.
drew a little picture and I was proud of it. Just the two are opposites, they're inverted colors. I think that's just neat. Probably doesn't mean much though.
No, probably not.
I like it when
Mostly this
movies.
movie is just like a lot of fun visuals, and it doesn't really mean anything.
No,
You don't have to read into it too much.
no.
Yeah.
And we're staunchly against overanalyzing movies. Okay?
Yeah. Who would do that? They have better things to do with their
Losers.
time.
Dorks who probably double knot their shoelaces too.
Yeah.
Lame.
Imagine wearing shoes with laces.
Or shoes at all. And just put censorship Marlin up there.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, ah! No.
No.
No. Whitney Raymond and I had this thing when we lived together when instead of just saying no like a normal person, we would freak every time. No. And I'd be like, hey, I'm going to Brolin's. Do you need anything? No, please, no. Like, start crying, like shaking their shoulders. No.
When is Whitney Raymond gonna guest star on the channel again?
I don't know. She's back now, so probably any time
And
because we don't
can I
have to worry
say
about
I
the
have
time
noticed a
difference.
difference in the atmosphere knowing that she's back in this country. It's felt
Yeah.
nice.
Like the last couple weeks have just been so pleasant.
The
And
sun is
it's
shining brighter.
directly because of Whitney's influence.
That's true. Whitney's have that kind of vibe.
It's true. Why would I type the word guest and it changes it to first? When are you free to first star?
Actually, I think you meant to say first star. I was just helping you out.
But what is
Autocorrect
that?
knows better.
But what is,
Frickin'
can you
Apple.
explain to me what is the phrase first star? And how could it make more sense than guest star?
First star on the right, then straight on till morning. I don't know, man. No. No, listen, I am so staunchly against Apple autocorrect. I don't know what they've done in the past 6 months to change it, but it's awful. It's awful. And I hate it.
Yeah.
Every single day I type out a text and I screenshot it because I'm like, what in the hell? Who do you think you are to make that change for me?
Yeah. Have you noticed that it also happens on documents where instead of changing what you type to make it correct, it changes it to what people type the most? So it often is wrong. Like if this is a really common mistake, instead of catching it like, oh, this is a common mistake and you meant this, you can type the right thing and it'll be like, oh, did you actually mean this common mistake?
Yeah. Bad. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, we've got one down and we haven't even really talked about it.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a while.
It's gonna, yeah. Okay. As the aspect ratio changes, I eat that shit up every time. Every time. It's so good. I love it when movies do that. When it goes, nope, does it?
Indeed, I say more.
Yeah. Maybe that's what makes a movie perfect. Maybe it's not like any other type of skill or choice or anything like that. It's just if you make a movie go wink like that sometimes, it's automatically better. Yeah. I really,
it's an
really love
interesting
that.
theory.
We'll have to test it. Ke Hui Kwan.
Mhm.
Moving on. Also, I wrote that as two separate notes. Ke Huy Quan does his own stunts. That's
Yeah.
good. I love it when they do that. I really, really love it when they do that. Um, Michelle Yeoh,
Michelle Yeoh is also in this movie.
she's also in this movie. You know who else is? You know who else? Jamie Lee Curtis.
Facts.
Yep.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, um, the scene where he slowly turns up the chapstick and eats it. That's
Yeah.
one of the worst things I've ever seen. I have to skip past that part every single time because it
I know,
has
I'm
such
always
a
like, oh,
visceral reaction.
it's so
It's why is
gross.
that so bad? I can watch just about anything else on film, but that is the thing that gives me the willies the most. Again, I just did a whole term paper on Ravenous, and the
Yeah.
whole time I'm like giggling and kicking my feet, like, oh, this
They
is
want to eat each
cinema.
other.
But chapstick,
Well, I think it's like it's much more easy to imagine, like it's
that
real.
someone could do that. Yeah.
You watch like an incredibly violent movie and you're like, that'll never happen to me. This is pure entertainment. But like you could imagine somebody twisting their chapstick up all the way and eating it.
Yeah. You ever try putting on your chapstick, but then your arm bumps and then it catches a little bit on your teeth, and then you have to deal with the aftermath?
Mm.
That's never
Imagine
happened to
doing that on
you?
purpose. Imagine doing that on purpose
Oh,
with the whole thing.
but the whole thing. The only thing that I mean, this doesn't even
Freak.
make it any better because I looked it up and they used a stick of white chocolate with food coloring to make it look like
Mhm.
chapstick.
Well,
And
yeah,
that
because
still
they're
doesn't
not
make
gonna
it
make
any
him
better.
eat chapstick.
No, obviously not. But white
He's not an
chocolate also
animal.
is nasty. You made him eat white chocolate for that? That's inhumane.
I think
I
that's a much
should have
like
just
there are a
eaten
lot
the
of people who
chapstick.
don't like white chocolate, but it is a
Mm,
much smaller number of people than those who don't like the taste of an entire
yeah.
tube of chapstick. I think you're in the minority for that, but I still respect that opinion.
How unhinged would it be if I just did that with my chapstick right now?
Yeah.
We'd get like,
You're like, at least it's not white chocolate. Yeah. We can't get
yeah.
demonetized because we're making negative
That's
$10 off our
exactly what I was.
episode.
That was the thought process. We're gonna get demonetized, but this time because we're not.
They see another perk of living in obscurity, can't get demonetized.
Can't get demonetized. We can say whatever we want, baby.
Yeah.
Um,
Can't get banned. Nobody's gonna flag our content. Nobody watches it.
who's gonna
What's
flag
gonna
it? Me?
happen?
Certainly not. I was here.
I was there.
Okay. Rakakuni. Let's just
Yeah.
bask in that for a second.
Yeah, it's so wonderful. Like it sounds like a mispronunciation of ratatouille. And so you're like, oh, haha, that's funny. And then later
Which is
it's
what it
like,
was in the movie.
yeah.
But she doubled down. She's like, no, it was a
But then later
raccoon.
she's like, it's Rakakuni, you dumb idiots. He's a raccoon. And so there's a nice little payoff where she's like, Rakakuni. What are you doing here? Like,
And he's so violent. Like it's not Ratatouille remarketed a little bit. That raccoon is going to kill her. He's like, she's seen too much. Take the knife.
yeah, and the guy's like, ah, I'm trying to stop it. So
Yeah,
good.
I think that's
Yeah.
really nice. I'm gonna skip that part for now. Yeah, it's the movie's just weird. It's
Yeah.
weird and wonderful in every way. Every single moment where you're like, what like what? Huh? Makes it 10 times more enjoyable because they were willing to take the creative risk. If
Yeah,
we've said it, I
exactly.
mean, we talk about this literally all the time on this channel.
Like constantly.
We're never
What
shut
makes
up
it
about
so
it.
great is that it feels like a big yes and. Like there's never an idea that's too far removed from the premise that they can't make it work? Like, oh, what if
Hot
there's a
dog
universe where
fingers?
everything's exactly the same except we have sausage fingers? And it's like literally, why would that happen? That's the stupidest thing in the world. Like nobody would evolve that way. But
Mm-mm.
let's do it. Also, they're
Yeah,
gay in
why
that
not?
one.
Yeah. And
And that
they
one's
use their
interesting
feet to play
because
the
it kind of,
piano.
yeah, and it kind of like there's that whole thing where Joy is gay and is like, why won't you like stand up for me.
Hmm.
And she's like, well, it's just he lives in a different time or whatever, you know. So then it's interesting to see a universe where she has that struggle personally.
Yeah, with someone that she hates in this universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's so far removed from her current understanding,
Hmm.
which is the whole point. That's what we've been saying. It's a big yes and. Like nothing is too far. Nothing is too funny. Nothing is too sad. Nothing is too like out there
No.
that you can't
And
explore that a little bit.
again, it's you can have these far-reaching, ridiculous moments because it's equally weighted out.
Yeah.
It is so hefty.
Hmm.
Is that a good word?
Sure.
Like
Although it does
there's
remind me of the brief time that my family had cable TV and we had to watch commercials. And one
hefty,
of them
hefty,
was
hefty.
for, yeah,
Stinky, stinky,
stinky,
stinky.
stinky, stinky.
Hefty, hefty,
Hefty,
hefty.
hefty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but aside
I
from that, yeah, it's a good
I
word.
didn't want to say heavy because it's like it kind of is, but
That
that
can
also
be like, it's a more of a mood indicator sometimes,
yeah.
and that's just a different thing. Ian actually wrote a paper about heaviness in music. It's really good.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. Okay, I'm gonna keep going.
Okay.
Jamie Lee Curtis's auditor outfit is
Hmm.
flawless. The wrist brace,
Yeah.
like, what I love too about it is that they modeled her outfit after a real tax auditor person. They like
Hmm.
picked a picture of a lady and made her just look like that. So she's authentic in every way, and also just, I mean, the way she carries herself, she's so talented because I firmly believe that yeah, she does taxes for a living.
Yeah.
Like it's not I love Jamie Lee Curtis, but I'm also not seeing oh sorry. Go away.
Okay. Haha, get it? Purposeful misunderstanding.
Anyway, Jamie Lee Curtis, like a lot of times when I see a famous actor, I just think that's oh, that's my bestie. I know them.
Hmm.
That's,
You
they're
recognize
that
them too
person in a
much
costume.
as them, yeah, to ever see them as
Yeah.
their character. Yeah.
But not I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis, the first time I saw her, I was like, "Oh, that's Jamie Lee Curtis." But then immediately after that, I, like,
You completely
oh,
swept up in like,
yeah.
yeah. She reminds me of a Sick Jan from that Chris Fleming sketch slash song. But like
We
the
don't talk enough
opposite,
about him.
where it's like she's not trying to get you to, it's
Yeah.
quite the opposite, where she's like, you're doing this wrong, actually. Like, you're gonna go to jail and I'll have no part in it. Versus Sick Jan, who's like, you know,
Yeah.
that song rocks, dude. I get that song in my head sometimes and I'm like, Sick Jan. Oh my God.
Chris Fleming, he's done so much for this world.
Mhm.
Like, really.
And he almost never gets the credit that he deserves for it.
No. I think
What's
about
wrong with that?
we can't let people know we sat every day. If I want to motivate myself to clean, I put on that clip and can then move.
Get
I'm
rid of the
like,
chairs.
we can't let people. Did you make your bed? No, throw it out. It's too
Too
late.
late.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What a
That
fantastic character.
really
Gail
good.
Waters Waters.
Kill.
My husband and I had the same last name, but we still insisted on hyphenating.
I love Chris Fleming so much.
Also, he has this other sketch about like dads getting angry and mispronouncing the names of restaurants, which is so specific. Well, I think it's part of a larger bit. But anyway,
Mm.
anytime I see or hear reference of um Outback Steakhouse, I think Outhouse Steakback all the time because of the way that Chris Fleming says it. We're the Outhouse Steakback every time.
I love how when they film each of the different worlds, they film them in a slightly different way. Like it's so easy to distinguish even between the similar ones. They all just look and feel and kind of taste different, you know?
Hmm.
They all just have a slightly different vibe, like the one where she's a movie star. And it's dark and the lights flare and it's just
Yeah.
kind of it feels like a dream.
It's very
But
theatrical lighting because it's
yeah,
like, yeah, it lends
yeah.
to her character in that world.
Absolutely. And same with Sausage Fingers world. It's kind of pastel. It's
Yeah.
very soft and glowy. Like I love that. They really took the time and effort to plan out how each world was gonna feel and how to convey that properly. Like so because it would have been so easy to just slip into the trap and make everything feel too similar, and it would be harder to distinguish between each one as we're jumping everywhere. But
Hmm.
they were very conscientious about not doing that, and I appreciate that. Like very talented.
Yeah.
Um, that's maybe we could go back to the googly eyes and the bagel thing because I've written it down like 5 different times and I keep skipping it, but
But let's just get to it.
let's just get it. Yeah.
Think about
Um,
circles.
circles. 2. Do you get it? Yes. Okay, move on.
Now that we're thinking about it, anything else you'd like to say?
I do want it's not related to the movie, but I do think one of the moments where we realized we had always been like meant to be friends was when I said, "Oh, I used to have a Twitter handle uh that was that had the word bagels in it." And you said, "I also have a handle that has the word bagels in it." And it was just like,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
didn't even remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
And
It's because
yeah,
there are
there you go.
so many signs every day that like you will be friends, you have no choice. So you can
It's
you can't remember all of
inevitable.
them. Yeah.
No. Yeah. But that's one that sticks out in my mind. We both really like bagels.
And how could you not?
How could you not?
Riddle me
Bagels are
this.
among the perfect
If you don't
food.
like bagels, why? If
Yeah.
you have celiac, I guess that's fine. But if you
It's
don't,
not your fault, it's your body's
there's
fault.
literally no excuse.
No.
Yeah.
My
If you
dad,
can eat bagels, you ought to.
that's a fact.
Morally, you ought to.
It's your obligation.
Hmm.
My father loves bagels so much. So much. And he has problems every single time he orders one. Like it always goes wrong for him. It's so funny. But there was one time in particular where he was at a Panera, I think, and he just wanted the inside of the bagel toasted. Just the inside, not the outside. And
Which is what the
he went
bagel
back.
setting on the toaster is for.
It's
So you can
yeah,
toast
yeah,
only part of it. Yeah. Hmm.
yeah. And apparently the person working just did not understand this and just kept toasting either both sides or just the outside. And he's like, like it's so easy. It is so easy. And he called me and went on a rant about how young people don't eat enough bagels because they don't know how to toast just the one side so that it's like crispy but also chewy still. And normally he goes on those rants, I think, to be facetious. But this time I think he really meant it. He's like, people aren't eating enough bagels anymore. What happened? You people used to love bagels. You used to appreciate them. It was like that the passion
So funny.
surprised me.
Like people have there's so many like stupid rants about like how young people these days are ruining everything and mayophobia is killing
It
America.
is.
Favorite article of all time.
So
Um,
funny.
but yeah, I think maybe he had a point. You know,
He ate
everyone
just that
else's
one
ideas are
thing.
stupid, but he ate just that one thing.
And it wasn't the bagel because it was toasted wrong.
No. That's the that's the way that I would assume you would toast a bagel. Like you'd have to specify
Right.
otherwise for me. If you said you wanted a toasted bagel, I would toast just the inside part.
Yeah.
So I don't understand where the confusion would come from.
No, and I had to reassure him. I was like, Dad, as far as I know, everybody I know toasts it
Hmm.
the right way. I can't because my toaster doesn't have a bagel setting. So I really don't
Do you
mind
have
it
to do
being
it on the
toasted on both
stove?
sides.
Uh,
No. You think I put that much effort into anything?
no.
No, obviously not. Even a bagel. Anyone else probably would. There's very little in this world that I care enough about to do that.
To turn on the stove.
To turn on the stove, I've got to put it in a pan? Are you kidding? No. I use the plate to put the bagel on and then that's it. Sometimes, most of the time, I also reuse the plate because it's just a bagel on there. I can
Mhm.
do that. Anyway,
That's actually fair because a bagel doesn't get it like dirty.
or greasy even. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. If you
Yeah, I
do it
do agree
right,
with that.
hmm yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Um, Okay, bagel and googly eye too. So like
Yes.
everything bagel, it's nihilism, right? It's depression. It's nothing matters, so what is the point?
Hmm.
And it's, I mean, just consuming and infecting everything, like just the despair,
Yes.
contrasted with the googly eye, which again is the inverted colors, and both of them pop up so many times throughout the movie, and the googly eye is hi.
Oh, Whitney says, "Hey."
Hi. um Hi. Aw, that's so nice. Aw, that's not gonna make me cry.
She's on the computer.
I am, that's true. But the googly eye has the exact opposite meaning. Like it's the optimistic nihilism of it all. Like I know it's silly, I know it's ridiculous, but I'm doing it intentionally, you know? Like Evelyn thinks that Waymond is putting the googly eyes everywhere because he's naive, because he's being stupid, because he doesn't take things seriously enough. And then she comes to realize how important his way of fighting is, you know? And the scene where she turns the bullets into googly eyes and fires them back out at everybody and they land on uh her dad's eyes
Yeah.
because it's so silly, but it's so silly because he's really mad with googly eyes on his face.
Yeah. And you're like, haha.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
I love it. I love it so much. And we could talk about the meaning more, but that's like how the film helps to set up and continue this theme of if nothing matters
Then you get to create
in
your
the
own
grand
meaning.
scheme of things. Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
Rather than nothing matters, so nothing matters, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You have to make the choice.
Yeah.
And I love that. I also love Jamie Lee Curtis, Deidre's character, because we see Evelyn the first time she talks about her, like she's a terrible person. She's like mistreating us. She's abusing her position of power. And then later on in the movie, we see her saying, "You're not unlovable," and like genuinely finding a middle ground and a connection with her and realizing why she might be a little hard and
Hmm.
what the similarities and them being goofy together. I think like it's so sweet because it's so easy to just say that about somebody. Like they're a
Yeah.
terrible person. They were mean to me.
Yeah. And just assume the worst and then
Hmm.
never allow yourself to have a moment of connection anymore.
Yeah.
Like I've
Yeah.
already decided that I don't like you and you don't like me. So that's how it is.
Yeah. But it doesn't have to be. Like that's beautiful. It's so good. Like yeah, amazing. 10 out of 10. And you can see like the difference between when she tells Deidre that she loves her when she's trying to kill her and then she is learning how to shift
Hmm.
versus later in the movie when she tells her with everything she has and knowledge to back it up, you are not unlovable. There's always something to love.
Yeah.
And it's like it means so much now because she means it and she really does
Yeah.
with her whole chest, like how she'd smoke a cigarette instead of vaping. I just think that's really good. Um, like everything with Evelyn and Waymond is one of the most emotional things I've ever seen in my life. Goes back to like The Incredibles, how the plot of the movie is happening, but also they're having marital problems, and it's
Yeah.
so real. And like the line that always just, I mean, shatters me into a thousand pieces is the one where he's like, I just know that you wish we had never gotten married. And she says, I never said that. And he says, you didn't have to. I see it every time you look at me.
Yeah.
And he still chooses to put googly eyes everywhere, like still just so stubborn and determined in being
In being
hopeful.
cheerful. Yeah. And hopeful.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, you see it even in the way that they interact with Deirdre, right? Where Evelyn has already written
Yes.
her off, like, oh, we hate each other, and she's trying to make our lives harder. And yeah, he makes her cookies. He's
Yeah,
always kind of looking for the best in somebody and trying to make whatever relationship they have work better.
better. He loves Becky. He loves Joyce so much. With the Deidre, he made her cookies. He was able to talk her down at the laundromat and get her to drop the charges against Evelyn and just say,
Mhm.
like, I know that you are a person, and just meet her with that on that same level of humanity and respect,
Yeah.
decency. Like he's Waymond is top 10 characters of all time to me. Maybe top five. No, he's top three for sure. I Every time I think about Waymond, I get a little emotional
Yeah.
because he's just like there is no other type of person. It's the Samwise Gamgee coding of it all. It's I'm
Mm,
like
it is. Yeah.
there is always something good to look for,
Yeah.
even if it look if even if you might not see it right now. I'm gonna keep my little bag of salt because we're gonna have a roast chicken,
Yeah.
and
Of
I'm gonna
course you're
keep
gonna
putting
go
googly eyes
alone. And
everywhere.
I'm gonna go with you.
And I'm coming with you. Don't go where I can't follow. Like it's so there's no other type of person that I would rather like be with for the rest of my life than that type of person. Like
Yeah.
just so how could you not fall completely in love with that? Like
Yeah. Just devotion and sincerity and
yeah, sincerity.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. He's
And
never
he's
been
just
anything but his
easygoing.
whole himself. Yeah,
Yeah.
he is. Yeah. And he smiles with everything he's got and he cries with everything he's got. And that line, like I'm so confused and I can't help but think that everything has that's happened is my fault when it's so not. It's so not.
Yeah.
But and he's not saying it to be
But of course he
self-deprecating.
would
It's
feel that way.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just I feel like it comes from a place of why didn't I do enough to help? And that like just be kind. If we I know we're confused, I'm so confused, but the only thing that we can do to each other, the only thing that we can do for each other is to just be kind and choose it intentionally. I'm choosing to be kind every time. I adore that. What a perfect mentality. What a good message to have in your movie. Like
Yeah.
this is how I fight.
And they do it so convincingly. So it's not just like, I don't know, I feel like that has a potential to come off very cheesy,
Yeah, yeah.
and you're like, it kind of just like falls short because of the overall mood of the film doesn't really like lend itself well to that kind of character. But
Yeah.
in this movie, like you don't feel that at all. Like it feels
No.
absolutely, because the point of it is that they're all trying to find a more genuine connection.
Yeah.
So like of course this character who's 100% hopeful all the time like fits right into this movie because that's the point of the movie.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
again, it's balanced out too. Like you have the humor and the ridiculousness, which is balanced out with the like sadness, but then you have the like stubborn optimism that's balanced out with like an equal amount of darkness and fear and
Mhm.
depression. Like they all go so well together. You can have these extremes because they're all complementary of each other because they need to balance out. And it's I mean again going back to the Lord of the Rings of it, like the reason Samwise Gamgee is that person is because Tolkien uh, fought in a world war. Like
Yeah.
it's not that it was coming from a place of naivety. The same thing with Waymond. It's like he's like, I'm not naive. I know exactly what is going on in the world, but I'm choosing to do this anyway, out of a place of knowledge of what the alternative
Yeah.
is going to
And
be.
it's
Like I
not
know
like
how
not
dark
even
things
in
can be
spite of the alternative, but because of it.
because of the
I know
alternative.
that the world is this way, and that is why I'm going to be different.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Like that oh that one Tumblr post that's like um didn't how does it go? Didn't ask, don't care, surrender. to life and allow the beauty of its imperfections to
Mm,
wash over you.
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Do it or else I'm gonna hug you really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's all we could do. Just do it intentionally. Like, yeah, I love it. It's also very like Avatar. You know how Aang just he didn't want to kill Ozai. That's the whole point of the show was leading up to this. Everyone else was telling him, I mean, you have to. And he said no. Like the odds are going to be overwhelming sometimes, but it's
Mhm.
like your choice matters and your attitude matters, how you approach the world, how you view people.
Yeah.
It does
And
matter. It
nothing
is
about that
impactful.
should allow you to destroy or turn away from your own character, right? Like all the odds are stacked against you, and so like what, you're gonna change who you are?
Mhm.
Yeah,
No, stay yourself out of spite.
that's that.
Unless you want to change yourself into being a better you.
Yeah.
But like those are two
But
different
I think
things.
there's you have to be able to make a distinction between like choosing to change into something better, like recognizing what you think is better and
Hmm.
how this change will lead you there versus changing because of all the voices against you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. 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 I'm learning how to fight like you.
Mhm.
Okay. Look, you know this, but I had just finished a breakdown when we got on the call together. So,
Yes.
you know, you like get drained immediately after.
Yeah.
I'm like slogging my way. I'm like, please,
I'm
brain, I'm
feeling
begging
quite
you.
sleepy. Yeah,
Well, you were also sitting out in the sunshine where it's warm and beautiful and lovely. So
that's
that,
true.
yeah, I haven't gone outside today.
Mm.
Why? I'm being stupid.
Yeah, it's Earth Day.
Earth Day. I need to appreciate the
Take a little
earth.
walk outside. Yeah.
I will do that. I'm gonna drive around with my windows down, baby. Living life to the fullest. That's another thing. That's another thing about this movie is that it celebrates the mundane. Make it sacred. Make it count. Make it powerful. The googly eyes can mean something if you give them meaning. Make your life happy. Like use the expensive soap. Use the fancy dishes.
Mhm. What are you
Again, if
saving
life
them
has
for?
no
Like you
meaning,
can
give it meaning.
exactly. You can save something for a special occasion, or you can make the day a special occasion because of things that you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's so lovely. It's so lovely. I'm like, hold on. There are no rules when there's rocks. She's like, you can't move, you're a
Mm.
rock. She's like, there are no rules. I'm gonna get you. She's wearing
And
googly
she's
eyes.
like, no, stay away from me. Yeah.
I'm obsessed. First of all, the moment where they're rocks, what a risk to do that, where they're just rocks.
Hmm.
They don't talk, they don't move
Yeah.
for a while anyway, but they're just rocks. There's just little lines of dialogue. I like everything this movie did was a risk that paid off tenfold.
Hmm.
This is
Because they had a vision and they stuck to it and they weren't going to change, even though all the voices were against them. Interesting.
mhm. Inch resting, you might say. Interesting. Inch resting. You know what? You know what? This movie's so movie. It's Sar movie. It's Sar movie. It really
Yeah.
is. It really, really is. The scene where she is like seeing him for the first time and just has this flash of all of the moments of their life together and just sees him fighting the way that he knows how to fight.
Hmm.
And then at the same time, she's hearing other women say, like, I know you think I'm naive, but this is how I fight. This is how like I'm I get up every single day choosing to do this, choosing to be silly and hopeful.
Mhm.
This is how I fight. And she can see the strength and power and the quiet dignity of it all. And she just can't stop looking at him. She just hugs him. And he hasn't had that much tenderness from her in a while. She
Yeah,
just gets so caught up in everything, and he just breaks down and he weeps and she's crying. And I was totally fine and stoic about it. I was
of
really
course.
like,
Yeah.
yeah. But
The
if
last
someone
thing
else
you're gonna get emotional over is a movie.
they don't mean anything.
It's not even
It
real life.
it only a movie. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I just love, like, or the whole mother-daughter relationship of it all too. She doesn't understand joy in this world, and then Jobu Tupaki comes in and is begging for someone to understand her as well, just on a larger scale. But the the feeling of being misunderstood in the small adds up to like
Mhm.
thousand, a million in the big, like, she's the same person. It's just on a bigger scale, and that's what makes it so sad, is because she has such a simple motivation. She's just overwhelmed. There is no point. There's no point.
Mhm.
It's not some grand, I want to take over the world. It's, I'm tired and I want
Yeah.
someone to understand how I feel. And she does, but then she's about to lose her and she gets angry. And then Evelyn won't let her leave. How beautiful is that? To have someone say, I know you. I'm going to choose to love you despite and because of your imperfections. I will never stop wanting to be here with you.
Mhm.
Like,
And to not let them self-destruct
yes,
in the
but
way
also
that,
not to invalidate how
yeah,
they're feeling. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. Again,
So I guess that's
fine.
fine.
Yeah, super normal. I was totally like,
Yeah.
yeah, good. Yeah. Um, this is really funny to me because I was kind of on autopilot when I was writing these notes, and almost every time I wrote the word bagel, my hand made the L a T. So all this, like, all over
Oh
here, I
no,
see
you're
baguette.
turning French. Baguette.
Don't say that. Don't you ever say that to me again. Ugh, I'm gonna be
You're
sick.
like, I was already having a hard day.
I just have a full breakdown. Oh, one more thing. When the movie starts, she's frantically trying to get her taxes, all her notes, her receipts all put together. She's, I mean, mean and snapping and just frantic. And she's
Mhm.
alone. She won't let anybody help her. She won't let Wayman touch anything. But then at the end of the movie, everyone is gathered around the table. She's calm. She's at peace, and everyone is helping, and it's quiet. And it's so funny because it was just her and her one world at the beginning, but now she's having to deal with everything everywhere all at once. But she's calm.
Mhm.
That's where she finds peace. Is And like, I love
Having a
that.
greater perspective, right? Like,
Something like that. It's almost like looking
yeah,
outside of yourself. Hmm.
makes you
Is
realize
everybody
the
else hearing
importance of
this?
other people in your life and how you don't have to go through it alone. Uh-oh.
Oh, it's like, oh my gosh. It's so, I don't know if you can, I'm like literally so shaky about it because, again, I was not super normal before the call, but I am glad I got it out then because I'm doing okay right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. No idea. Yeah. I'm just gonna go through again and say all the quotes that I really liked. Oh my gosh. I think we haven't even talked about this moment. In another life, I would have
Mhm.
really liked just doing laundry and taxes with you. Is everybody else hearing this?
Hello.
Hello? I'm not gonna say anything else about it.
Okay.
I have no more words. But like,
Just think about it on your own time.
there were so many lines that I had to write down because they made me cry, but it was like every line.
Yeah.
And I was like, you
You're
can
just
stop writing down
rewriting the
every line in
script.
the movie. It was like when I
Yeah.
was taking notes for Monsters Inc. and every single line made me laugh, and I kept writing down every line. And I was
Yeah.
like, it's
Then you're
gonna
like,
be
oh, it turns
ironic.
out that it's just actually a really funny movie.
Really funny. Yeah, almost like this one has a lot of emotional heart.
Hmm.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, something like that.
I love it. Don't give in to existential despair.
Nope.
Nope.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Um, and if you do, make sure you have a support system around you, help pull you back out again.
Hmm.
Bagels are
And
fantastic.
if you're the support system, don't let them succumb to that.
Yeah.
Don't let them
Yeah.
self-destruct. Say no matter what, I'm still right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, yes, bagels. So good. Everybody go eat a bagel.
Everyone should eat a
Enrich your
bagel.
life a little bit.
Eat a
Why don't you?
bagel. I was gonna eat a bagel for breakfast and I didn't because I had made German pancakes yesterday.
Oh,
And I was like,
okay.
oh, they don't last very long. You have to eat them
Yeah,
on
so
them.
you
Yeah.
have to eat those first. Yeah,
You have to
that
eat
makes
them.
sense.
Yeah. Yeah. And they were really good. Don't get me wrong. But I was also eating them like I'd already thought about eating a bagel.
So
So
now you
now
got a bagel on your mind.
I'm gonna have a bagel for dinner.
Mm,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
good. Yeah,
Gonna be
that's all you can do.
all any of us can do. Eat a bagel,
Hmm.
celebrate the mundane, make your everyday life a special occasion. Fight! Learn to fight like Waymond. Waymond, I love you. I'm your biggest fan. Hi,
Hi.
Waymond. Oh my gosh. It's so once more. It's Sar movie, okay? I'm not gonna
It's a
say it again.
Star movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
This is one of the ones like I'm so happy and thankful that it did so well and that it was as impactful for like the global population as it was. And it came out at a really good time when everybody needed it too,
Yeah.
which is awesome. And I'm thankful for that because if I had to recommend it to people without like it already being as popular and in the like cultural zeitgeist as it is, it would
Hmm.
be
It would
like
be a lot harder, I think.
it would
Yeah.
be like Varata Parvam or my other, like some
Yeah.
movies that I love so much, but I can't share. I just have to keep them
Really
locked down in my little.
personal movies.
Oh no, you're frozen.
So stressful. A lot happened, and you could say everything all at once. You could say something like
You
that.
could say that.
I was gonna say the real name of the show, but it felt more better and true to life to just not.
Etc. etc. We've all seen it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
it
Yeah.
would have been too easy. Sure. Mm. Um,
Yeah.
well, the end of this video that has been totally normal and no problems have happened whatsoever.
No, they never have.
You know. Um, Also, if you thought, hey, has she been crying at the beginning of the video? No, you didn't.
Nope.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Nope.
Nope. I've never cried, actually. I'm a bad
Heck yeah.
bitch. Um, yeah, fantastic movie. If you didn't see it, go see it. If you didn't like it, fix yourself.
Hmm.
That's all I had to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, probably me too. Um, yeah, oh yeah, we were telling people to eat a bagel to enrich their life. That's still also true.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
This is my bagel
definitely do
appetizer.
that.
I'm going bagel after this. But you
You're
need to build up the
pre-gaming.
calories. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I can't just go starving into a bagel. I need to be able to appreciate it.
It'll shock your system. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's too much.
10 out of 10. That's my last thing.
Mm, okay, fair enough. Um,
I guess thanks for watching.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see you tomorrow. And everyone else will not, well, I won't see you ever because that's
No,
not how it works. But you'll see me next week.
I will.
That's something that actually, this is like such a thing that doesn't matter at all, but it is a pet peeve of mine when people are like on camera and they're like, see you guys next time. I'm like, no, you won't. It's not how it works.
This is a one-way thing.
Hmm.
This is a parasocial relationship, baby.
Yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
on this side, not you. You're not gonna
But
see me.
me too.
Yeah.
Is it possible to develop a parasocial relationship with yourself? Asking for a friend.
You're like, wow, I really love this this Whitney person.
These guys are so funny.
Wow.
Mm.
Their opinions are so interesting and
And
correct.
perfect. Yep. Well, I am gonna go because I'm gonna have a bagel and then I have to go pick up my mother at the airport. So
Cool. Good
everybody
plan.
put in the comments, say hi, Heidi.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye. See you later.
I realized something else that's good about the scene where there are rocks. She's like, "You can't move, you're a rock," and they're like, "Ah, there are no rules." Like, and then Evelyn starts chasing Joy, but they're both rocks. I was just thinking, like, when have you ever said like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you," and you weren't talking to like a 3-year-old, you know? Like it speaks more to their relationship as mother and daughter, and like however much time passes, you can recognize the fact that your children are growing up and becoming new people, but that doesn't mean that you have to not be in their life anymore, you know? And she still is like, "Oh, ooh, I'm gonna get you, watch out, I'm gonna get you," like you would do to like a young child. And you can still have that person is still inside of you no matter how grown up you get, which could mean anything.
This is, I mean, it's really funny. I don't think it's me. What's happening? This is so, it's so bad.